All right, guys, we're welcoming our audience to the first ever episode of Not a Strong Start.
Yeah, and you already fumbled the word already.
That is not a strong start.
right on
We're
cue.
already not off to a very strong start, man. It's a podcast focused on movies, television, current events, anything that we feel like talking to. We're just a couple of filmmakers that's always constantly talking about movies. So we decided to just hit the record button, just like we did now. So if you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Go ahead, Jose. That's Jose.
Well, I mean, seeing that you ruined it for me already, I give my introduction. I am Jose Ramos. Yeah, there we go. That's me. All right, Chuck, go ahead.
Oh, there we go. I'm Chuck, filmmaker / sociopath, and yeah, man, let's do it, dude.
So you're part-time filmmaker, full-time sociopath.
Yeah, a professional sociopath, by the way. That's more accurate.
There you go. All right, so my name's Daniel de Sangre. I've been doing writing movies, television, been doing filming, some animated projects. So I've been doing a ton of stuff for, oh man, it's been at least about 12 years now I've been doing it. So been doing it for a while.
You've been counting out for a while.
Yeah, exactly, man. We've all worked with each other to some capacity on projects already. We're going to be having a lot more projects we're going to work on. So really, we wanted to do this podcast. You know, Jose's out there on the East Coast. Charles is all the way, Chuck's all the way over there in the valley so far.
Dude, you're all the way over.
I know.
Wherever you're at, dude.
I'm on another stratosphere. But anyway, so this was the best way we were able to do this, you know. So Zoom was our best way to get us all together, be able to look at ourselves again, be able to see Jose way more often. So what's up, Jose?
That's always a good thing.
That's what I was gonna say. You're doing this from 3,000 miles away. Oh, give or take a few miles.
Exactly.
Yeah, and should be noted, if it wasn't for Jose, this wouldn't be happening, because Jose is the one that brought me into the THM crew. So thanks, Jose. Thanks for taking a chance on me, man.
That was the best way, so I can have it easy at work, is to bring you in.
Exactly. That's the way. Best way you can slip out. So, all right, Chuck, hit us with the current event. What do we got for the current event?
So, got a current event, but I'll let you guys decide. I have a feeling which one you might pick. So, Bieber and Queen Elizabeth both got COVID, or let's talk about that Justice League cameo on Peacemaker. Because that's a big deal right now. Like on Twitter, everybody's arguing.
So you did watch Peacemaker? You're caught up on Peacemaker?
No, dude. I watched the first episode, and then I watched the last episode so I can talk shit about the Justice League cameo.
Yeah, okay. Well, we might as well talk about both of them at this point, right? So go ahead, Jose. What are your thoughts?
Well, I was going to say, if we had to choose between them, I'd probably go with the one that's more related to what we're talking about, film stuff. So I say we would go with the Justice League cameo.
There we go.
All right.
So what'd you think?
I mean, it was surprising that they popped up. You know, I love Peacemaker. I think the show's great. I think it's better than what I thought it was going to be. I think it's better than what it probably could have been or should have been. It's hilarious, man. I like it. Despite what Chuck thinks, even though he's glaring at me right now, sociopathically, mind you.
I couldn't get through the first episode, dude, barely. So
why? It was the dancing?
Oh, I love it.
I don't know. I'm not a big John Cena fan. I mean, he's a talented dude and whatnot, but he just doesn't do it for me. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not happy that he killed Rick Flag. I couldn't get over it. So
he doesn't either. That's the whole thing he goes through with his first season. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's actually a fun fact about that episode. It was actually filmed by Marvel.
I heard that.
Really?
I heard that.
What?
So
Why?
yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, because they're working on Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah. Okay.
So I believe, maybe a little incorrect, but I believe when he was filming before and he needed to do stuff for Guardians of the Galaxy, it was actually the DC crew did some filming for Marvel. And then now they needed to film for Peacemaker, which is a DC project, but he was filming for Guardians of the Galaxy, so they used the Marvel crew to film for this episode. So intertwining right there.
That's what I was gonna say. It's already across the universe.
Well, yeah, like James Gunn. Yeah.
Nice, man.
I do like The cameo. I know there's people complaining about the missing people and complaining about the shadow Superman and all of that stuff. But I feel it fit with the mood of the show and all of that stuff. Uh, they didn't overemphasize on it. It was what 20 seconds at the end of the episode, so they didn't make a big deal about it. So I didn't mind just a little quick, like, hey, here we go. Just make fun of Aquaman and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't mind it. It didn't take away from anything else because it was so just short and just nonchalant.
I mean, I don't think the whole Snyderverse is coming back. I don't
Well,
think so. Yeah, but
No.
like, do you like building this whole Aquaman is not being like a lame character that always got made fun of? Like, do you feel like they put in work to make him cool and then kind of made him not cool again with this whole, hey, dude, stop fucking fish, like,
I think so just because again, that's what this you haven't seen the other episodes, but that's what this show has been. He made fun of pretty much any character he can think of. And they
okay.
even address it there. They're like basically like, where are you getting all these stories? Because he just has these like out of his mind stories of every hero. Pretty much. He goes at Green Arrow, he goes at Batman, he goes at Aquaman, and he just has this distorted like rumorville in his head. And they even call him out on that. And they're like, where are you even getting these like stories?
Yeah, man.
Okay, that's funny, and I don't have to watch it now. So
There you go. Okay, so
Oh,
what's this Bieber story? Let's just cut into the Bieber story real quick.
oh, and see, I didn't even think you were gonna call me out on it. I just saw he got COVID.
You said him and the
and
Queen of England?
the Queen Elizabeth, yeah, I got
Queen
COVID.
Elizabeth.
So
so
you
he
know,
just joins the millions of other people.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Welcome to the
you weren't supposed to,
peasants.
yeah, you weren't supposed to pick that one, dude. I don't know anything about that.
I don't know either. That's what
Now, if you would have said they got COVID together, now we got a story.
there you go.
that's. I think that's what it said, but
You heard it here first.
yeah, you
Not a
heard it here
strong
first.
start, bro.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Bieber and Queen Elizabeth together sexually?
Maybe.
Only
Maybe?
time will tell.
Yeah.
Tune in on our next episode.
Yeah, we reveal it
Find
next
out.
episode, so come back. Come back
And the
and
next
watch.
episode? Oh, no, I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah, that's not true.
And we're canceled.
Exactly, man. Okay, so as a way to introduce us to our audience of 4 people, most
Yeah.
likely, we don't know.
So us three are counted as that audience.
Yeah.
Us
So
3,
there's
and
really
then
one more.
maybe Chuck's mom will watch it. Maybe.
She will, dude. She totally will.
There we go. All right.
Not
So
for free, but we will.
exactly. So we wanted to talk about the 3 most influential movies of your life that got you obsessed with filmmaking and why. Okay. So I figure we could do round 1. Everybody talks about the first movie, and then we'll do round 2
Okay.
and so on. So Jose, if you want to go first.
Okay. With filmmaking, see, I thought of it as just like impactful movies for all
Yeah,
different
no,
like,
absolutely.
reasons, not
Yeah,
Go ahead.
specifically
Go ahead.
for.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll start off plain and simple. Nightmare on Elm Street. It was actually the first horror movie I saw as a kid. I saw it when I was like 4 or 5, and I loved it. Uh, and that got me started on my love for horror movies in general. And I've never turned back at all. I watched more horror movies and cartoons as a kid, and to this day, it's still the case. And it all started with that movie, like seeing that type of villain and killer and just the tongue-in-cheek comedy that adds to it. It was great. And it's like, yeah, we had Michael Myers, we had Jason, we had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but they were all dudes with a weapon who walked around and just slashed people. Now we had a killer that you can't escape because you have to go to sleep at some point. And he didn't just kill you. He got creative with it. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
did.
He's like, I could just kill you, but nah, let's have some fun. And I'm gonna make you laugh, and then I'm gonna kill you. Like it was perfect.
Dude, he's such the Bugs Bunny of slasher movies, man. I love Freddy Krueger. He's my favorite too, by the way. Like I love the dude. Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's why we're all doing this together, because that was gonna be on my list too, is Nightmare on Elm Street. It was like, at least like the horror genre, But most movies that influenced me is definitely that one. Like I had nightmares about the dude. You know what I mean? I never had nightmares about Michael Myers or Jason. Yeah, maybe Chucky. But it was Freddy, dude. It was all about Freddy. Like I was saying, like it was creative, like the way he did it, and it was scary. The first one was scary, dude. Like I still probably can't watch that one alone. So there you go.
You still need a cuddle buddy.
Yeah, totally. Which is usually Jose till he moved, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
We'll figure it out.
So is that
Digital
your
cuddle.
yeah, exactly. So is that your first round movie too?
Yeah.
Chuck?
Yeah.
Okay. So mine would be Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. I love that movie. So as a kid, it was I remember I had my own room and I had this old school box television, like those big fat ones, and the power wouldn't work right, and I had to keep pressing power until it finally turned on. And I remember I think I was like 6, 7 years old, and I was supposed to be going to sleep. I didn't, because they had a Star Wars marathon for like 3 straight nights. So I'd be sitting there turning it on, and I would just sit there and watch Star Wars till like 2 in the morning as like a 6-year-old before I had to go into school. But Empire Strikes Back was the movie that made me obsessed with movies, basically. Like as a kid, open imagination, everything. I mean, I'm sure it is for everybody with Star Wars, but Empire Strikes Back got me.
10 years later, you can still put it in and enjoy it just as much.
Exactly, man. It still is. Still, in my opinion, still the best Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the best one. I mean, it's right up there with Episode 1. But yeah. No, it's fine. So.
Episode 1. They're about pretty equal, right? They're equal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jar Jar. Yeah, he goes
Dude, Jar Jar Binks, dude, come on. Guys, it's
Yeah.
iconic.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But it was just what they did with it, and then the whole spin on, spoiler alert, Darth Vader's his dad. But like that was something we
What?
never really seen. Yeah. But that was something we've never seen before. So even just them being able to do like a M. Night Shyamalan on the crowd was awesome, man. There was just so many elements to that. It's a hero's journey. Loved it.
Yeah.
And I think just to kind of add to the points you already made, it was one of the earliest movies I saw with such in-depth world building.
Yeah.
Like the world that they created with Star Wars. I mean, to this day, it's still
Yeah.
fully expanding over and over again, and so many gaps to put in, and even more, where it's almost like these planets and these species are real.
Yeah, exactly, man. And we didn't get to see the Ewoks yet, so that kind of helped save a little bit of it. Yeah, man. But even now, like I'm still obsessed with sci-fi. I love sci-fi. I love writing sci-fi. I'm currently working on a graphic novel that's set around sci-fi. A lot of it is because of Star Wars, man. Like I love it. It's that open imagination, like you said, Jose. It's like you can visit all these other planets, different species. Like your mind is open to things outside of just Earth. Complete open creativity.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good choice,
What do you got?
man. That's a good choice.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the whole sci-fi, like going into like leading into the second round is my second would be RoboCop. That was just like that was it for me, dude. You know what I mean? Like I recorded it off the HBO and with my VHS, watched it over and over, a little 8-year-old kid, running around yelling cocksucker all the time, like I didn't even know what that even meant, dude. I was just like, dude, Clarence Boddicker, but like, but for me, RoboCop was just like, dude, when you were younger, like, I don't know, like I looked up to cops, I guess, like, oh, these guys protect us, but dude, a cop that's a robot? Come on.
Yeah. With a
And
gun
he's
that comes
shooting
out
and
of his
killing
leg.
people.
Yeah, man. I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah, and no jabs at my mom here, but she was at work. I was with my grandparents. I'm watching fucking RoboCop all day. You know what I mean? And she comes home, she's like, what is he watching? I'm like, they're straight from Mexico, they're like, I don't know what he's watching.
Some guy in tinfoil.
Yeah. But anyways, for me, that second one would definitely be RoboCop. So
nice. How about you,
That's
Jose?
good. So what were your thoughts on the reboot? What's your quick thoughts on the reboot?
Yeah.
It's not very good, but you know what? I like RoboCop, so I like it. You know what I mean? Like, do I think it did it justice? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do. They're just rebooting it, like I guess, I mean, I like Rick Flag, but like it was okay, it was different. I don't think I expected it to be exactly the same. I was hoping it would have been better, but you know, whatever. I love movies. I like it. It's RoboCop. So
My thing is with that, just to interject really quick with the was one. So when you see the original RoboCop and you see, the area and all that stuff, it's like, okay, this place needs some fucking killer robots and shit. Like
Yeah.
this is horrible, dangerous situation, this place. And then you see the reboot and you see the town. It's like, actually, I would live here. This is pretty
yeah,
nice town. I don't think you need a robot that could
you
police
really don't.
officer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then the second one, I just felt like it was trying. It took it too serious. There's a silliness to the original
yeah,
RoboCop and that whole concept. So,
yeah,
like,
and it
while it
was there
wasn't
the
a
whole
full-on
time.
comedy, yeah, while it wasn't a full-on comedy, there's a lightness to it of like, okay, this is ridiculous. It's like a robot
Yeah,
guy.
Right. You know,
totally.
But
and it's yeah, it's there the whole time in the original. Where in the reboot, you know, they have Samuel Jackson kind of portraying that silliness part, but it
It's
just
one
doesn't
guy.
go because it was serious, and then it was like
Yeah.
what am I watching? Am I watching a comedy? Is it with Samuel
Yeah.
Jackson? Like I don't know. It's just for me, it didn't work tonally. So, but
Yeah. And I think RoboCop, I think it did such a good thing when it first came out because it came out right after Terminator, right? So like you always had that kind of comparison. But I loved RoboCop too, and the fact, like you said, Jose, there is like a cheesy tone to it. It kind of helps set it apart, so it's not clearly trying to be like Terminator. You know what I mean? Like they kind of had fun with the world a little bit. They knew it was a little bit ridiculous, and they played into it. I
yeah,
I loved
and
it.
when we do a versus character, it's got to be RoboCop versus Terminator. So we'll get there.
We'll
We'll
get
get
there.
there.
Yeah. So for the audience that don't know, we're going to be having a tournament style bracket of characters, and we're going to have to debate which character would beat the other character, and one person is going to host it.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
we got one.
we got one.
We
That's
got
just a
one.
bullet in the chamber. Again,
Yeah.
not a strong start, but we're going to land. We're going to stick the
Yeah.
landing.
We'll stick the
at
landing.
some
For sure.
point.
Yeah, at some point they'll be there,
Yeah.
but maybe by then we'll have 5 audience members.
Yeah, we'll
Who
get
knows?
somebody else's mom will get in there and watch it.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to convince her.
She says we need to do better, so that's what my mom
Yeah.
said. We need to do better. So I'm like, but you
Yeah,
haven't even seen it yet. We just started. She's like, no, do
yeah, her
better.
expectations are high. She
do
has
better.
high standards.
Yeah, we haven't
I,
Exactly.
I,
started to do better.
I still haven't lived up to them.
Single tear just coming down. It'll come soon. It'll come. Yeah.
What's your second one, then?
All right, man. So mine is Jurassic Park.
I
Love,
knew
like,
you.
because
That
it's,
was gonna be on my list, and I'm
is
like, I
it?
know Dan's gonna pick it. I'm
Dude,
not putting it on
yes.
the list.
It is, man, just because Spielberg encompasses so much of so many kids' childhood. And I had two distinct memories of Jurassic Park. I remember watching it in a drive-in theater, and we had trees and stuff around us. So as I'm sitting there watching it, it feels like I was in the scene. It was awesome. And then we bought it on VHS, and I don't know if that particular movie was cheap or what, but we would watch it and it would burn up and the tape would just rip. So we returned it, got another one, and we ended up going through 4 different VHS cassette tapes because it just kept ripping and burning, but probably because we were watching it so damn much. I like,
Remind of the dinosaurs, man.
dude, it did. And like I read the book, like the novel, when I was like in, I don't know, 5th grade or 4th grade or whatever, like right before the movie came out, which was weird because kids don't normally read that. And I remember even the teacher had a sit down with my mom, a parent teacher conference, because she thought it was unhealthy that I was reading a novel about people getting murdered by dinosaurs. Like it was a thing. Like they really did have a sit down meeting. I'm not making this up.
No, what's funny you say that is my mom had the same conference in the 4th grade because I was reading Stephen King.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think this is appropriate. My mom's like, hey, he's reading at a 10th grade level, right? Leave him alone.
Dude, that's what she said. That's what she said. She goes, look, he's reading novels, whereas the other kids are reading Judy Blume. My kid's over here reading Michael Crichton. Like, that's okay. I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But no, man, yeah. So mine's definitely Jurassic Park. So that's another one that made me obsessed with not only dinosaurs, but that's what got me really starting to write was Jurassic Park. Because then I started seeing it. I'm like, dude, so then I started writing stories set on Jurassic Park, and started writing other little stories and stuff like that. So it got the ball rolling.
What I think it's amazing about that is that you see movies come out in the last 5 years
Hmm.
and just what they do visually. And I found myself sometimes thinking to myself, not with all of them, some do great, but with
Yeah.
some of them being like, Jurassic Park was like so long ago, and those dinosaurs look better than any other visuals you have right now.
Yes.
And that was
Yes.
so long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it did, man, because they really did mix the whole practical with CGI,
Yeah.
right? Which is where they messed up on in the Jurassic Park sequels, not Jurassic World, with Jurassic Park. You know, the Jurassic World. We could talk a little bit about that. We have a little bit of time on, on this podcast episode, but what's your guys' initial thoughts right now on the Jurassic World 3, the trailer?
Three, I like Jurassic World. I was like, okay, so my top two are the original and Jurassic World.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, here we go. We're getting back to some of the basics. Yeah, it was a little nostalgic because some people complain like you copy so much from the original, but I don't care. I liked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And then I guess they also copied the trajectory of the original because they were like, all right, let's make the second one worse. And now the third, I have no excitement for the third at all. If I have a
Dude.
talking velociraptor in the third one, like I'm done.
Ah, that's
He
But
right.
if
comes
it's a
through, it's like
compy, then I'm
Alan.
okay. If it's a talking compy, I'm okay. If it's a little tiny dinosaur with a little squeaky voice, that could be good comedy. No, man, I'm with
Alan.
you, dude. Yeah. So like I felt the same way, man. When they came out with Jurassic World 2, I'm like, what a giant pile of dinosaur shit. Like this one sucks so bad. It was so bad. And like I like Jurassic World 2. So the trailer to me looks pretty decent so far. So if they can stick the landing,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's
If they can
off to
stick
a
the
good,
landing,
it's off to a strong start.
it's
Yeah,
off to a strong start. If they can stick the landing, if the third one could be as good as the first one, then I think that salvages the trilogy because you at least have 2 out of good 3 movies. And
yeah,
in this day and age of filmmaking, dude, we don't get 3 good trilogy movies anymore. Like it's so
It's
rare.
very rare. It's very
Yeah.
rare. It's like, oh man, people really love that giant hybrid dinosaur. It was so cool in Jurassic World. Let's do it again, but smaller. They're gonna die for it.
It's like, what? Do you remember that dinosaur with the hard head and he rammed things? Yeah. We're just gonna throw him in a random scene in the second one. That makes no sense just for them to get out of prison. It's
Yeah,
like,
and screw
I
the
don't even
park.
remember.
Let's go in a house. Let's just have a dinosaur in a house.
Yeah,
why?
it's funny you guys say that because I'm like, that's just the whole point of it, is I don't even remember. Like it was so like remember like I watched it and then it was gone. Like I
Immediately
was
forgot.
like I never watched it twice. Like I think I seen Jurassic World a couple of times, but the second one I saw it once and I was like,
Oh, good. So you don't hold on to that anger because you don't remember.
yeah,
Good.
I don't hold on to the anger. Yeah, I just kind of let it go. I was like, yeah,
So you
you're
think you're
gone.
better than us, is what you're saying. You think you're better
I
than
mean, I didn't want to come out and say it, but I'm glad you figured it out. I give you more credit for
us?
that.
All right. So round number 3. Jose, go
Wait, I
ahead.
still haven't done number two.
I thought you did, didn't you?
No, no, no. Chuck started this one out.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I
That's
did,
right.
yeah.
Okay. What's number 2?
I'll need about two.
Yeah, because you're the shit.
Uh, for my second pick, I would have to go with Independence Day.
Oh, okay.
That's
And
surprising. I didn't expect
uh,
that one.
So the
yeah,
summer blockbuster, huh?
yeah. The reason I go with Independence Day was actually it was the first movie I saw in the theaters.
Ever?
And
Ever?
yeah. It was
Damn.
the
Were
first movie
you
I saw
were you
in the
still in Puerto
theaters.
Rico or something? Or
Puerto
let
Rico.
me get it.
Yeah. Well, my parents didn't really like going to the theaters. They liked watching movies at home.
Okay.
And,
Mhm.
at that point, I was still, I don't know, what, 9, 10 years old, something like that. I wasn't going to the theater on my own. Uh, so then finally, my uncle at that point was like, hey, let's go to the movies. And I saw Independence Day. And I was like, I would freaking love this. And I was like, this is amazing. And then after that, I was just like, I need to go to the theaters more. And then,
Ooh.
now, I love the experience of watching a movie in the theater, especially these big like blockbusters and things like that. And it all started with that movie where I was like, yes, this is the way.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. And you can't go wrong with Will Smith, man. Will
Oh
Smith was
no.
a summer king at that time.
I mean, you got Wild
Yeah.
Wild West. I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
They all can't be winners, okay? It's the pursuit of happiness that matters, okay? You got to find his happy movies.
And the funny thing, it's like he was the summer blockbuster guy, and his
Yeah.
movies always came out around
July.
my birthday because it was July 4th weekend. So it always came out on my birthday, the day after my birthday, the day below my birthday. So for years, I can count like I'm gonna have a Will Smith movie like
Nice.
around my birthday. So I would always go around my birthday to the movies to see like the Will Smith blockbuster.
Nice, man. Good story, man. All right, so Chuck, do round number 3.
Okay, this one I saved this one for last because this one is the one that kind of like. I mean, I already loved movies. I had already done a few short little films before this one came out, but this was the one where I was like, even though it's not what I did, this is what I want to do. This is everything, and it was Fight Club. Like,
Good.
like that's just like it was just like the pinnacle for me, you know, and it's still like way up there. That's most influential for me. One of my favorite movies. Like it still is. Like
Venture, man.
just
Venture's
everything
good.
about it, you know, like, and then the M Night moment at the end, like I didn't see that coming. Like I was just like, what? I don't even think I comprehended it. I didn't, even when they said it, I still didn't, like, I was like, whoa, like I need a minute to kind of like, you guys are the same guy, what? Like, and just aesthetically, just the way it looks, the way it was shot, the cut, like everything. And then from then on, like whenever I saw a David Fincher film, I knew I was watching a David Fincher film, you know, like it's just it was just everything for me, like that movie, you know. So and that's when I was like, this is what I want to do, and this is, I love movies, I love like this is great, like that was for me. So
yeah, man, Fincher is
guys,
such a
what are your thoughts?
phenomenal. He's such a phenomenal director. We could have a whole episode dedicated to just Fincher movies.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
our whole podcast could be based on David Fincher.
There you go. There you go. We didn't start so strong, but then it became about David Fincher now.
Yeah, so we're a David Fincher podcast now.
We're the fan club. Yeah.
Yeah, that means
instead of Fight Club.
Yeah, Brad Pitt at the height, Edward Norton, like it was just, it was perfect, you know. Like I know, like it kind of came out to mixed reviews and whatnot, but like I don't think people understood it. I think it was just ahead of its time, you know. And so, but you know, it was great, and that's number one for me right there.
And you have Meatloaf, dude. Can't go wrong with Meatloaf.
Yeah, rest in peace, Meatloaf.
R.I.P. R.I.P. All right, so
that
Jose,
movie led. Let's say that movie led to the other 468 movies to do the. It was all in his head. He has 2 personality movies that have come out since.
Yeah, exactly. They're all
at least 3 per year. 3 per year of like, they have another personality.
I haven't seen this one yet.
Didn't see that coming.
All right, Jose, what do you got for number 3?
All right. So this one, I wanted to go a little unorthodox on this one. So this one, its impact had nothing to do with film or movies or anything like that. Final Destination.
Ooh, I like the first one, man. I still watch it sometimes.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But the impact it just left is, it's been how many years since Final Destination came out? It's been at least a couple decades.
25 maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Since it came out. Till this day, you will not see me near a log truck on a highway. If I see one of those, I'm speeding up, I'm backing out. Till this day, I
do
still find
too.
myself in certain situation being like, I don't know about that. And it was because of that movie.
And there's going to be one day that you're going to pull back and one of those things is actually going to unlatch, and it just saved your life. Final Destination saved your life. We just don't know it yet. That's the whole point of it, right? We don't know. All right.
And that's why I choose that one right there. It has nothing to do with film. It's just, it did leave
very
an
impactful,
impact.
Jose. Very impactful.
That's the point, man.
It changed your whole life, dude.
Exactly, man. For me, my third one is which Jose probably already knows, Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is, I love Pulp Fiction. I love that movie. It came out at a time when I was in college, film school and all that stuff, and I just became obsessed with it. I love what Tarantino did with it, the vibes, the check for it. That's the movie that made me realize, okay, I want to do this. I want to actually make movies. I don't want to just write stories. I want to direct cool ass shit like this. Like Pulp Fiction's dope, man. I love it. It's the whole vibe behind it. It's like what you said with Fincher, with Fight Club. There's just like a certain swag about those movies. You know, there's just something different about it. Like it has like a its own taste, its own world behind it.
Oh, for
I
sure.
love it.
That movie blew my mind too when I first saw it in the theater. Like I
Yeah.
was just like, what? And then you know the whole thing with like the story and the different order, and Travolta comes back, and you're like, he's back, you know, because you loved his character, and then
Yeah.
he died, and you're like,
Yeah.
what the hell? It was like when Seagal died in Executive Decision, dude. My mind was blown, dude.
It did, because the whole time you're going into the executive decision thinking, what the hell? Steven Seagal's in with all these A-list actors? Nope.
Yeah, and then he was just
Yes, but
gone,
no.
and I was like, was that him that flew out of the?
He
It
did
was
die.
Kurt Russell, right? Now,
Yeah, no, it
He
was
didn't
him.
die. He landed.
yeah, and I'm with my buddies. I'm like, are we
Steven
staying
Seagal
for this?
doesn't
Are we
die in
staying?
movies.
He
There's
doesn't.
there's two things that Steven Seagal does not do in movies. He does not die, and he doesn't run.
Yeah, yeah, he doesn't run.
Exactly.
He
And
barely
nowadays
walks
he doesn't
these
fight
days.
either. He doesn't fight much either anymore.
But no, I feel you on Pulp Fiction. That was, I mean, that would probably be second on my list of like, whoa, like I want to do this. This is what I
Yeah.
want to do. You know, like
Yeah.
it was just, there's not a better word for it than it was just so cool. You know, like
It is, man. And especially when you have movies that are so like generic, right? Like we talked about that, you know, where, you know, we mentioned Fight Club, and all of a sudden there's 318 different spawns of the exact same thing. Pulp Fiction came out at a year that we just didn't have since like the 70s, right? The 70s used to get so angst like that. And you had a lot of dark, like Mean Streets with Scorsese. You had so many dope movies in the 70s that pushed those boundaries. And then in the 80s, we became a lot more poppy, a lot more family oriented. The 90s kind of had that until we started getting harder with it again. And then even Spielberg started getting out of his comfort zone and started doing some grittier stuff in the 90s. So Pulp Fiction, man, there's a reason why he got all his accolades.
yeah, good choice, good pick, good pick.
Thanks, man. So that pretty much sums up for everything that we have. You know, we're pretty much out of time now. Do you guys want to do our last Q section? What's on the queue? What are you
What's on
guys
the queue?
watching?
What
What's
are
on
you
the
watching,
queue?
Jose? What are you watching?
Turn it off this time.
What is it?
You started off this time. What
Oh,
are
okay.
you watching?
Yeah,
Oh,
What are you watching?
I'm all right, dude. This guy's a diva, man. This guy's a diva. All right. I'm gonna watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre tonight, and see how that is, the new one. See how that is. I'm kind of looking forward to it. So, and I'll say this: Steven Seagal not running. If I'm not mistaken, is there a Texas Chainsaw Massacre where Leatherface runs into the woods? Am I making that up? That's true, right? Do you know this? He throws a chainsaw at somebody and then he takes off and he runs.
I remember.
I need a
I
fact
don't know.
checker. Dude. We need a fact checker. Where's Minnie at, dude? We need a fact checker.
We need
Yeah,
many
I
of
don't
them.
know. I'd say
I'm finding it. Come back for the next episode for our 4 viewers, and I
There
will
you go.
show you that Leatherface did what Steven Seagal would never do, and he ran.
Yeah.
So,
And out of the Rushmore of villains and old killers and stuff, he was not on my list. So like I did watch the Chainsaw Massacre movies, but those were not rewatchables for me.
Yeah. I agree. I'm actually with those say on that. Like it was okay, but it was very like dirty, like very country dirty. You know what I mean? Like it's that little world where it took place in is just
it's hard
yucky.
to get into that world.
It is.
And I feel like I can smell it when I watch it. You know,
Exactly.
but
And I'm over here
I have,
bougie drinking my water. Like no,
you're like this
no
with
thanks.
one pinky up. Like,
Yeah, no thanks, no thanks.
He didn't even wash his hands.
Yeah,
did you guys
exactly.
did you guys watch the new one or no?
Yes,
I haven't yet. No,
What'd you think?
I
Jose?
watched it. It had its good parts. Okay, without giving anything away.
Okay.
The good is it gets right into it.
Okay.
It doesn't waste much time to get into the meat of it. And then second one, it has the gore down and the kills are cool. Okay. My problems with it were story choices that take you completely out of it. Where it's just like with these type of movies, you can forgive certain things. You're not gonna get this Oscar winning like horror movies, but there's certain things where it's just like, okay, that is too dumb of a decision to make in this script.
Okay.
So it has that. So it's worth to watch. You'll be entertained for certain parts. Just don't expect to come out of it being like, oh my God, that was great.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Now, what are you watching?
Uh,
Next.
Actually, I'm in the process of trying to finish season 3 of Money Heist right now.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you guys ever seen that?
I saw the first half of the first season and I want to finish watching it, but I heard people that watched all the way through said they didn't stick their landing. That's all I know from the end of the show.
You,
Okay.
I don't
you
So
know.
know
far, the
what?
first 2 seasons did it, and then season 3 has started off strong. We'll see where it
Okay.
goes.
You know what did stick the landing is The Shield with Michael Chiklis, which I told Jose to watch, and he stopped watching after what, like season 4, 5?
I think like 4.5. Like, yeah, because then I moved over here, so I stopped watching.
Yeah, basically we stopped being friends. So he's like, I'm never gonna see this guy again. I'm not gonna watch it.
I only saw 2 episodes of that show.
Oh my god,
That's
dude,
it.
that's
People keep telling me to watch it. That one and The
so good.
Wire.
Dude. It's so good, dude. Yeah, there was 2 sets of people during that time.
Mhm.
It was you watched The Shield or you watched The Wire. No one really watched both, and no one liked both. They liked one
Got
or
it.
the other.
So it's the Montagues and the Capulets. That's what it
Exactly.
is. Nice. All right. So the thing that I got up next on the docket is the Royal Gemstones. I need to wrap up that.
Righteous,
I'm just caught up with
Righteous
that.
Gemstones. What is it
Yeah.
called? Righteous
Righteous Gemstones.
Gemstone. I already
Yeah.
got it wrong.
Yeah. What show are you watching? I don't even
I
know
don't
what
know.
show. You're...
Something on Bravo? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, it's on Bravo. Yeah.
Yeah, man. The first season, surprisingly, I remember hearing about the show, and then I saw the pilot like a while ago, and I'm like, I don't know, like set around a church, like I don't know if that's gonna be funny to me.
Yeah.
But then I ended up watching the first season, and then it picked up, and I'm like, okay, I get it. This is funny. This is
Yeah.
really
No,
funny.
Danny McBride's on my Mount Rushmore
yeah.
of like
I love
comedy
him.
actors, or like he's
Yeah.
which is something we should talk about.
Yeah. On another.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Come back for that too. Come back for all that. Yeah.
Because you'd be so surprised on what Danny McBride got caught doing the other day, and
Yeah,
you're gonna hear it here first